next topic is about packaging of DNA helix. It's completely about the diameter and some calculation. It's difficult to understand, but follow the words whatever I am explaining, so it will be easier to understand. Packaging of DNA helix. They are comparing mammalian and E. coli DNA length. It has some mathematical formula and also some physics nature. They are comparing or taking the mammalian and also E. coli DNA. They are calculating the length through the distance between base pairs. Distance between base pairs. They are given this as a short form, small bp, base pair. So they have calculated the distances between a base pair .34 nanometer, that is in meter, it is like 0.34 into 10 power minus 9 meter, but it is denoted in nanometer. Here it is in this case as meter. So through this calculation, that is through this base pair distance, they are calculating total pair length. So totally they are having all the base pairs having the distance of 6.6 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. So now we can calculate the length of the DNA of mammalian cell, mammalian DNA. The length of DNA helix, that is in the case of mammalia, is total pair distance multiplied by the single pair distance. Meter per base pair. So the answer will be 2.2 meter. This is the total length of DNA helix in the case of mammalia. With the help of the base pair distance, what here already calculated in mammalian DNA, now we can calculate E. coli. Already detected that base pair distance is meter. Now it's about the total pair length is 1.36 10 to the power of 3 meter. Now we need to calculate the length of DNA of E. coli. So already mammalian has been detected, that is 2.2 meter. Okay. Now what is the length maybe in the case of E. coli? You can calculate it. There is a formula, number of base pair, that is distance between two base pairs. Number of base pairs, that is multiplied by distance between two base pairs. it is calculated that number of base pairs length is 1.36 10 to the power of -3 meter. Into 10 to the power of -9 meter. We can calculate like it should be decimal point should be removed. 136 into 10 to the power of -3 divided by 34 into 10 to the power of -9 meter. If we divide this, so this is 4. Okay, now we can derive this as 4 into 10 to the power of -3, and we have to make it over. For the multiplication it should be negative, that is minus will be plus. 4 into 10 to the power of -3 plus 9 meter. 4 into 10 to the power of 6 meter. So we can conclude that the length of DNA in the case of E. coli is 4 into 10 to the power of 6 meter. In this case it should be -3. So but when compared to mammalian, this is 2.2 meter. This is longer than mammalian cell, but E. coli or small cells, they are microscopic in nature, but how the length has been coiled inside the small cell means there are some lengthy explanation over it. Let's see that. As we already seen that chromosomes are having genes as in a linear order, or we can say genes are arranged on a string of chromosomes which are looks like a beads on a string. So this structure is denoted by Ducrot. He was the scientist in 1965. He named this as single stranded model. Not standard, it is stranded model. So he named it as Uninime. So in the case of mammals it is double helix. So here it is said to be Uninime because it has a single strand or chromosome on that DNAs are arranged in a linear manner. So in the case of eukaryotes, they may be of like coils, distantly located coils. But in the case of plants and animals, it may be having more foldings. In the case of E. coli, it is a strand like. How they arranged means it's kind of loops, so many loops like this it is arranged inside the E. coli bacteria. They are said to be prokaryotes. So they are not having definite nuclei. So they are said to be nucleoid. No definite nuclei, it's said to be nucleoid. So the nucleoid part where the chromosomes are present, we can say like this. But in these cases, they are having a definite nucleus, so they have to arrange it inside the nucleus format. So there are some structural ways, but here in this case, they are not having a definite nucleus. It is having only nuclei, so that it is having its structure like coils, so many loops. So how they bind means, inside the nucleoid, the DNAs, or these are the materials, chromosome and its material. These DNAs are positively charged, and this negatively charged. So there is no chromatins, no chromatin here. Chromatin means the binding material, that is protein. So this positive and negative charges make the coil structure inside the nucleoid. So these are called as the loop formation. This condition of loop formation inside the somewhat nucleus like structure or nucleoid is called as genophore. Now it's about some complicated structural definition or structural instruction about the chromatin. Chromatins are binding materials, that is especially protein, so that they are called as the chromatin. So these chromatins are made up of nucleosome. So what are the nucleosome means? They are 8 proteins, made up of 8 protein, or it composed of 8 proteins. 8 proteins are named as the histones. They are having 2 copies. So 2 into 2, 4. That is base pairs 2 into 2, 4. They are together having one more copy, totally 8. 8 proteins, that is histones, are present. So what are they? H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. These having one more copies as it is. So they are totally 8 proteins. See here H1 is missing. It has been explained in the next explanation, that is H2A, H2B, H3 and H4 are the having a combination of proteins which is having provided in the nucleosome. The nucleosome in turn having the chromatin structure. So this is said to be, as the number implies, it is said to be actomere. Actomere. That is 8 proteins. What I said is H1 is missing. H1 is present in the coil structure, double helix structure. They are called as the linker DNA. We'll see in the next session.